Message given by Our Lady Queen and Messenger of Peace, communicated in the apparitions of Jacare on 12 July 2020. Dear children, today when you are celebrating the anniversary of my apparitions in Montichiari as Rosa Mystica, I come again from heaven to tell you. It was my infinite love for you that brought me to Montichiari to give you my messages. It was my infinite love that kept me in Montichiari for almost 50 years, giving my messages of love through Pyrena to save you all. It was my great love that brought me down to Montichiari to warn my children of the great danger that the world was in, and to call them to prayer, conversion and return to the Lord. It was my great infinite love that made me give all my messages through Pyrena, to call all my children back to the Rosary, to the prayer that is so pleasing to the Lord, and that can bring peace to all my children. Harmony, unity, harmony, the graces of God, and that can transform everything that is evil in the world into good for yourself, and victory for the Lord. It was my great love that made me go down to Montichiari, and there give my messages of sacrifice, calling on all my children to renounce what gives them the most pleasure, to mortify their bodies and also their souls, to help me save other souls that without the mystical power of sacrifice, cannot be easily pulled out of the clutches of Satan. So, with the sacrifice of my children, I was able to pull out of the dragon's clutches so many souls that he already had as his own, and I was able to bring them back to the Lord again. And so, my Immaculate Heart achieved its greatest triumph in the lives of so many of my children around the world, thanks to the prayers and sacrifices of my children, who, knowing my messages from Montichiari, said to me yes. It was my great infinite love that made me go down to Montichiari, to call all my children to be the yellow roses of penance, who relieves the Lord for the sins of humanity, who repair with their love, their obedience and their faithfulness to disobedience, the lack of love, and the ingratitude of so many souls, and, thus, they appease divine justice, achieve many graces for the world, change the chastisement in blessings and miracles for so many souls. And in this way, a rain of mercy from the Holy Trinity rains on the earth every day. Yes, it was my great infinite love that made me go down to Montichiari to again call my children to the prayer of the Rosary, to the love of my tears, to the prayer of the chaplet of my tears, and to the love of my Son Jesus crucified. Making so many of my poor children open their hearts, convert, fall in love with my Son Jesus, and become faithful to the Lord. It was my great and infinite love that brought me down in Montichiari to Fontanelle, in the small portion of Montichiari, to give the world a source of grace from my heart, to alleviate the suffering of my children, to heal many of them, and show all of them my love. And it is my great infinite love that brings me here, in this place, where I also gave a source to alleviate the suffering of all my children, and to show them my great and maternal love. It is my infinite love that has held me here for almost 30 years, giving my messages and my loving graces, to touch the hearts of my children, to draw them into my arms, so that I can take you all to heaven, all to the Lord who awaits you with an ardent and extreme longing for the loving Father that He is. It is my great and infinite love that holds me here for you little children. Welcome my love. Live my love. And what I said a few days ago I repeat. It is not the sin that most hurts my heart, but the fact that the sinner does not come back to me praying the Rosary after having weakened and fallen into a fault. If the soul came back to me praying the Rosary, I would give it all the grace it needs to get up and to continue its flight towards heaven. Let no child, therefore, be afraid of approaching me, but let them approach me with great confidence, for to souls of unlimited trust I can deny nothing, and I give everything. If I see in you the trust of the little child in the mother, I will give everything. I will heal your souls and I will transform you all into saints. What do you want, my children? I am love and I cannot live without loving you. And that is why, When I find a heart willing and wanting to receive my love, to that heart I give myself entirely, and do not deny anything. I don't care about the defects of the soul. Imperfections are straws that cast into my flame of love immediately turn to ashes. What I want is love. I look for souls of unlimited love, of boundless love for Jesus, for me and for the salvation of souls. And if I find these souls of unlimited love, I will do wonders in them as I did in the life of my little daughter Pyrina Gilly. She loved me without limits, she loved souls without limits, she gave herself to me with unlimited love, nothing denied me. And every sacrifice that I asked of her, every pain, every illness, every cross that I asked her to take for the love of Jesus, for the love of me, she always took with all patience, goodwill, generosity and love. Therefore, through her, I made my images and my message fly to the four corners of the world, doing the greatest wonders and converting the greatest sinners. So too, I will make through you to find hearts and souls of unlimited love. To souls of unlimited love I also give unlimited graces from my heart. I give them everything. So, give me your yes, accept my love, let my love work, act in your lives, and then, in them I will do the great wonders of my heart. Keep praying the Rosary every day. To the souls who pray my Rosary with confidence, I give everything, and I cannot deny anything. The soul that says the Rosary has an almost invincible power over my heart, and I, in turn, have an invincible power over the heart of my Son Jesus. So, for the soul that prays my Rosary nothing is denied. And if it is my Son's will, He will obtain everything, everything for yourselves and for others. So, pray, pray, pray my Rosary. Pray the chaplet of my tears every day. When you pray it, Jesus looks at me weeping at the foot of the cross, and sees my tears of bloodshed for love of Him. In each pain you contemplate in the chaplet of my tears, Jesus remembers the tears I shed for Him in the temple, when He heard Simeon's prediction, on the way to Calvary, fleeing to Egypt, or leaving His body in His tomb. On all these occasions I cried over my Son Jesus, and He remembers the tears I shed on Him, and, therefore, He gives you all the graces in the name of those tears. My tears were immaculate tears, because I was conceived without sin, therefore, pure tears and pure love for God. Therefore, before God they are worth more than all the gold and silver in the world, they are worth more than the whole created universe. And that is why, whenever a soul pronounces the blessed words, "O Jesus, hear our prayer for the sake of your most holy Mother," tears, Jesus will release rays of graces from His divine heart, and give everything to the soul that asks Him in the name of the tears that I shed out of pure love for Him. I would like my children to be given 9 films from my appearances in Montichiari, the film Voices of Heaven 9, and 4 films from my appearance in Lourdes, the film Lourdes number 7. So that my children know my love, know my goodness, and so, give their hearts to me, so that I may lead them on the road of prayer, penance, sacrifice and salvation. Today I bless everyone with love, and especially you, my dear little son Marcos, for each night of this week when you endured the most severe headaches that I allowed you to save 113,000 souls. For this reason, I pour 508,000 graces on you today, and on your father, Carlos Thaddeus, I pour 729,212 graces. The graces that I give him, you can even share, offer them to whomever you wish, if you wish. In this way, I pay generously to you and the Father that you chose your chosen one that you love so much, so that he will be filled with the graces of my heart. I also bless you, my dear little daughter Jean. Happy birthday! Today, I shower you with a copious shower of grace. Onwards, my daughter. Keep taking the truth, my Son's word, the Lord's love in beautiful songs. You should also put prayers on the next records you make, prayers to heal your heart, prayer to fill the souls of the afflicted with peace, prayer to truly save lives. You are this, a lifesaver, a doctor of souls, who through songs and prayers will take many who have been wounded by the enemy to heaven, to the Father's house. Go and heal my children with your voice, music and prayer. And so, take everyone the balm of my love, the love of the Lord, and the light of the Holy Spirit. I also bless you, my son Carlos Thaddeus. I give you my message today from Tuesday the 7th. Monthly message from Our Lady to Mr. Carlos Thaddeus. Our Lady. My son, don't worry about anything. I am your mother, I am at your side, and I will never leave you. Know that when I was in the temple, a certain companion of mine, moved and instigated by envy, jealousy and Satan, truly planned to kill me. She put a poisonous animal in my room so that it would then bite me during the night. I knew the evil plan by revelation from the Lord, and I offered to him that the Lord would do what he pleased with me. If he wanted that suffered and die for his love, I was willing to sacrifice my life, but if that was not his will, he would then free me from the hands of those who persecuted me, and convert that soul from darkness. The Lord, who intended me to be his mother, heard my prayer, and then made my teachers discover the plans of that evil soul, and then he sent her away from the temple, where she then bitterly repented and wept her sins, and still found the Lord's mercy. Also, once, a companion of mine, moved by the same evil feelings, wanted to end my life by putting poison in my drink. By revelation from the Lord, I found out what she intended, and again I repeated the prayer to the Lord, giving myself into his hands, so that he could do with me what he pleased. The Lord answered my prayer, because I was destined to be his mother, and to cooperate within the work of redemption, and again made my teachers discover the evil plan. And that soul was also sent away from the temple when, then, it was seized with contrition, it came to its senses, it recognized its error, wept its sins, and it still found a certain mercy from the Lord. All this, my son, I offered for you. All the afflictions that I spent in those moments in the temple, I offered for you, so that you would receive from these pains of my all the graces of the Lord. And so that in the future, when you would serve me and work for the salvation of souls alongside the Son that I gave you, you could bear the fruits of love and the salvation of souls that the Lord wants from you. So never forget how much I suffered for you. Love me always more, and in this love you will also find all joy, all peace, happiness, and the fruit of my pains, with which you will grow in holiness, in love for the Lord, and receive grace over grace from him, and blessing on blessing. Rejoice because I gave you a son, in which I manifested a sign 26 years ago, which I did not manifest even in my most holy children who have been on earth. Therefore, I gave you the most beloved of my children, I gave the best of the best. Rejoice because through him all is more. I will grace you, enrich you, and fill you with the treasures, pains, and flame of love of my heart. I bless you and all my children here, bestowing my special blessing on all of you. And I also give indulgence to everyone who wears my medal revealed in Montichiari, who make my trizina every month, and say the chaplet of my tears every day, to those who divulge my Montichiari apparitions, either through the film that my son Marcos did, or whether through his trizinas. I give the indulgence of my heart and my blessing. Lourdes, Montichiari and Jacare.